Good morning, Facebook. How we doing out there? It is Tuesday. How's everybody's Monday? Everybody was good? I know Mondays are a little sluggish. You feel a little lethargic, but you guys holding up? So what's going on out there? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. All right, we got a good one today. This is going to be a two-part series. All right, good morning, Miss Brittany. Welcome to the show. But yes, we're going to do a two-part series. This may cause some strife out there for some of you folks that are just holding on to a thread right now in your relationships. So yes, we're going to do today and tomorrow. We are doing a relationship talk. Today is why or when do you get out of a relationship? Ooh, touchy subject, very touchy subject. But yes, when do you get out of a relationship? At what point do you say, you know what? I'm done. I'm through. I'm out. When is that point? Now, the top 3 reasons why majority of people stay in relationships. Comfortability. They just don't want to be single. Good morning, Miss Chanel. Welcome to the show. Good morning. But again, I apologize. The top 3 reasons are comfortability, they don't want to be single, and the fact that they are content with where they are. Those are the top 3 reasons. Those are not good reasons to stay in a relationship. Yes, is dating these days rough? Oh yeah, absolutely. Does it suck? Even worse. Absolutely. Yes, it absolutely does. But that is not a good reason to stay in a relationship at all. It is not. When you are in a relationship, you are to be in a relationship because you decide that you want to be. Because you're happy in it. You don't stay in a relationship because you're comfortable, because you're like, man, you know what? I put in all this work. And now I would actually have to go out and start over again. And then I got to put in more work. And then after I put in work there, what if that doesn't work out? I got to do it over. Or, what I hear lately is I'm 36, I'm 37, and I want a family. So I just don't want to start over because then I got to start it. Then, I'm going to be too late to, have kids. And then it's just going to be harder. So I'm just going to stay because I've already put in 2-3 years into it, 4 years into it. That's just, no. That's a whole lot of negatives on that. That is not a reason to stay in a relationship. So when is it time to get out? It is time to get out of a relationship when you are not happy. It is time to get out of a relationship when majority of the time you don't even want to be around that person. Where you don't speak to each other, you don't spend time together doing what the other person enjoys to do. Relationship is a give and take. I know people say it's 50-50. No, that's garbage. Because you're only giving half of yourself. A relationship is 100-100. Plain and simple. You got to give all of you to that person just like they have to give all of them to you. That's what makes a relationship solid. You have to be willing to do what the other person enjoys. Do what the other person, what's passionate to them. So for me, I love Comic-Con. I'm a dork. I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. 100%. I ain't even gonna lie about that. I truly am. And, Comic-Con, that's my thing. It's me and my boys, that's what we do. So the person I'm with, they're at one point in time, they're going to go to Comic-Con with me, whether or not they want to or not. That's just something that's just my thing. Now, if they don't go all the time, cool, no problem. I don't really care. But, you're going to have to embrace something that I enjoy, my dorkiness. Plain and simple. It's just how it is. Brittany says, when you are the only one actively participating in the relationship, isn't it purely one-sided? It's time to go. Absolutely. Good morning, Mel. Good morning. How are you, ma'am? Welcome to the show. You're absolutely right, Brittany. When you are the only one participating, when you're the only one giving the effort, when you are the only one standing out and doing for somebody else, yes, it is a one-sided relationship. And unfortunately, I'm trying to tell you, that's not a relationship. Relationship, if you look at the definition of relationship is two or more people. So anytime you hear the term relationship, I have a relationship with God. That means it's me and one other person. That's me and God. I have a relationship with my mother. That is me and one other person, my mom. So when I have a relationship with myself, you're still talking about two individuals, two people, even though one is you. So again, when is it time to get out? It is time to get out when you are not being, as we talked about yesterday, when you are not being appreciated. When the person that you're with does not see you in your relationship. Melissa says, it is time to get out when you start to get gray hair. If that's the case, there's going to be a whole lot of single people, young and old, living life. That is hilarious. But yeah, so it's something to think about. Do not stay in a relationship because, you just don't want to be single. That's not healthy, especially if you have children. Especially if you have children. If you have a child with this person, or you have a child before you got with this person, do not stay in that relationship because you do not want to raise a child by yourself. Come on now. No, that's not fair to you. That's not fair to your partner. That's absolutely not fair to the child, because you are now teaching the child that their happiness is not important. No, that is not what we teach our kids at all. That is not what we do. If you are not feeling the relationship, if you are not driven, if you're not motivated to be the best part of you in the relationship, get out. Do not teach those children. That child that's staying in a relationship in misery is okay. It is absolutely wrong. You do not. Good morning, Miss Lori. Welcome to the show. Good morning. You do not. A prime example. I'll give you a huge example. My girl Lori right here, who just joined the show. She's been with my boy Brandon literally since we were all 15, maybe 14. 20 years. Yes, that I can say that. We have somebody in their 30s who has been with somebody for 20 years. They have shown that no matter what, good, bad, the ugly, you deal with it. And Lori doesn't hold her tongue. She never has. That's not her style. She don't hold her tongue at all. But she is willing, but she knows what you're supposed to do. Yes, I know he's the love of your life. Oh, trust me, we all know he's the love of your life. But I'm very happy for you guys. But that's what it's about. It's about doing what's right for the other person, also by doing what's right for you. So that is just how life is. You do what makes you happy. You also do what the other person, making them happy as well. But if you are not happy, if you are not doing well, if you are miserable in your relationship, you gotta go. Especially if you have a child. Because you are not doing any good service to you, and dang sure not doing it to your kids. Plain and simple. So when do you get out? You get out when you absolutely don't feel safe. Plain and simple. If you do not feel safe in your relationship, it is time to bounce. There is no excuse. Oh no, if I didn't raise my voice, if I didn't have done this, no, excuse me. Hell no. Any violence in your relationship, you roll out. Period. End. End of story. That is it. Done. I did that. I was in an abusive relationship. Yes, men do get abused by women in relationships. Call me a punk, call me whatever you want, but it does happen. I rolled out. I stayed in a marriage I was married for 3 years and I stayed in that marriage 2 years too long. Should have got out earlier, but I stayed for the kids. So I'm speaking from experience. I stayed for my 2 stepchildren and for my son to keep the family together. But I was miserable to the point to where I put up on almost 400 pounds on myself. That's how misery was for me. But eventually I had to go because I saw it affecting my children. Yes, my stepkids are still my children. I saw how it was affecting them and nobody was happy. So it was time for me to go. So yes, if you are feeling unsafe, roll out, bounce that day, that moment, pack your stuff and get out. Better your safety and your life than to you to sit there and get beat on. Abuse can be physical. It can be emotional. There is no fine, well, you know, he only says this or she only says this. No, abuse is abuse, period. Roll. You also need to go and get out when you, at this point, you see that the other person does not value who you are anymore. If they no longer value who you are in that relationship, the work you do, the effort you put in, it is time to go. Do not stay with anybody ever in the history, whether it's a lover or it's a friendship. Do not stay in a relationship if they do not see your worth, period. That is ridiculous. That is a waste of your time. That is a waste of their time. That's just a waste of life. So again, this is part 1. We will roll with part 2 tomorrow. To part 2 tomorrow, may have a few of you break up with your people. I apologize, but truth got to be said. So I want to thank you all for joining the show this morning. I hope you all enjoy. Come in tomorrow. We'll check out part 2. If you have some thoughts, please share. I greatly appreciate you all joining the show. As always, I love you guys. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.